So, as we come towards the end of our conversation, I would love to know, selfishly, I know you had to make tough decisions, being a working mom, right? And in a time when that probably wasn't as popular. And so as you look back, hindsight, 2020, would you go back and tell yourself anything? I want to know.
Oh, gosh, what a beautiful question. I would be remiss if I didn't say that my journey would not have been as fruitful and the blessing it's been in the space that I've chosen to do the both and without an amazing partner
It's beautiful. Yeah.
and to have conversations where we'd pick each other up in moments that, particularly in my job where a crisis would hit and it was going to my work life was gonna function as if we had another child. As we joked, it
Yeah.
was the perpetual infant, a part of our family,
Yeah, and
at
you lived
times in
on
during seasons.
campus.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt.
yeah,
You lived on
yeah,
campus, right? The whole time. So,
yeah, yeah.
you're living at
So,
work.
yeah. And so what a blessing to be able so what would I tell my younger self is to thank him sooner
Oh, that's beautiful.
and, more in the moment and to be expressing that appreciation and gratitude to all those around there because it does take a village in some ways, a family village. And to my children who understood the assignment too. I asked my kids years ago, I sent an email to all of them and my daughter in loves and said, I'm having to speak to parents who want parenting advice. And it occurred to me, I asked the same question. I said, my mama heart can only take one thing. What would you advise for me to do differently as your mom? I'm sure you could give me more than one, but I can only take one each.
Yeah.
And one of my kids said, no, mom, you're a great mom. And if there's one thing, maybe there were times you loved us pretty hard, which means if you mess with my kid, you have to mess with me.
Yep. Is the mama
So
bear.
I don't care who's in my way. I'm going to. And so, I think it was an all family thing to be an example to live into what God's called us to be. And so I would express that gratitude more definitively sooner. And I would say this, I would let go of the second guessing
Mm,
much sooner. And we live in an age and time that there is blessing to be able to make that choice to be in or out or a mix of both or to go through seasons
yeah.
and to trust that God is going to be there. He's never leaving us within any of those seasons. I was at a season for a little bit at home, and that wasn't the right season for me.
Mhm.
And that's okay. And
Yeah.
so getting out of our heads and to show ourselves some grace and to be
Yeah.
surrounded by lots of different kind of women that we could be encouraged. I don't think shame and blame come from the Lord.
Yeah. That's good.
They don't. And so if we begin to experience those things, it's good to check in with a prayer partner or someone else that's going to go, "Wait a minute. That is that's not right."
Mm,
And so let me hold up the mirror of the woman I am seeing and observing, right? And let's get that better aligned. And to trust that God is going to do a good work in all of us, no matter where we're standing. And the question I would ask is in what ways are we experiencing joy in the work we are currently doing where we are?
yeah. Mhm.
And as Grandpa Casey would often say, if I were having that day and I'd call him, he'd be a great storyteller. and there would be a commercial that would say, "Got milk?" question mark, and he would just simply say, "Got joy?" And I'd go,
Mm.
"Oh, I'll call you back later," because the letters were out of order. And it was a reminder when you get them back in order, we can get back to that commitment to joy, whether it's joy in the messy paint and the messy house, if it's the joy in a messy team at work, wherever that lives. Lord, what are you calling to me to do in this time and place right now? And whatever that is, may I be obedient and seek the joy within that, what you're calling me to do.
Oh, that's beautiful. And Doreen, this conversation just felt like the biggest hug. I wish I was there to give you a big hug right now. I got tears in my eyes. You are so special. Thank you so much. I know that
I catch.
people listening are just gonna feel just such warmth and connectedness and relief and perspective and wisdom, everything that you've given. Thank you so much. I love
You're
you a lot.
welcome. And when in doubt, Lord knows, Proverbs 31 will remind us all as women that in
Mhm.
whatever roles that we have, we're doing the good work for our families. And more importantly, we're doing the good work for the Lord.